so not sure about my volume level. It is weird to be talking to yourself in a public space, that's for sure. And the construction over there is kind of loud. I can hear these people talking at the coffee shop, so I'm just trying to make sure my voice isn't loud enough for them to hear, because that'd be embarrassing. Which is weird because I'm putting this on the internet, so it shouldn't be embarrassing. Anyways, the teacher as curriculum maker. Connelly and, no, Clandinin and Connelly, yeah. See, I'm getting better at remembering the names. So this is us getting into it. What curriculum is, what curriculum means, and what curriculum should mean or could mean. The overarching theme of this article, and I think the whole course, is the idea that the definition of curriculum is twofold. If you look it up in the Oxford Dictionary, it has a big long definition that really boils down to either a course of study or a course of life. So the curriculum, in a small sense, is what you learn during a course, and in a large sense, curriculum is what your life is, what you learn in your life. And so teacher as curriculum maker is an attempt in 1992 by two Canadian researchers to try to change the underlying concepts that really have defined what curriculum is and have had a lot of effects in the last 100 years. The article starts by, defining curriculum, but then by looking at the metaphor of a conduit that has been pervasive in the literature and the research for the last 100 years. The idea of a conduit being that kind of like there's the information, and then the information gets packaged by the curriculum people, and then that package gets delivered to a teacher who then repackages it, the information as a conduit, gives it to the student who then has to unpackage it in order to learn it. I actually don't mind that. I don't mind that metaphor, but the reading really dislikes it because it distinguishes between the means and the ends of education, and it says that for too long, people in power and people who are not in the classroom have decided on the ends of education, and it's been up to teachers to be the means. They decide what we do, and we decide how to do it. Or more accurately, they decide what we are supposed to teach, and then we decide how to teach it. About halfway through the article, they propose an ideal scenario where there was never a course of study curriculum, and teachers were free to decide the what and the how together. And they use Dewey's laboratory school as an example of this dynamic relationship. And that's the first thing I really disagree with, is that doesn't sound ideal to me at all. Just like being a new teacher, just plopped in a classroom and being told that you're not only in charge of making sure that the kids are safe and cared for, but you're also in charge of building what they should learn, is just too much. And I don't think it's proper. I mean, we live in a society where we have shared values, we have vertical and horizontal development, we have professionals that specifically look at what are appropriate outcomes at different ages, and I don't think any of that is a bad thing. I remember during my stage in Montreal, the curriculum had changed and they didn't have an English version of any textbooks or anything, so I had the outcomes but I didn't have any resources, and it was ridiculous. Like, I just made up stuff every single day to teach the kids. How is that good? I'm just a person, I'm just a teacher. And I felt similarly when I first started when I was teaching grade 4, because I was just doing whatever I thought was right, but I didn't have any expertise. And I believe in expertise, not unbridled expertise, but expertise. This guy's rocking music over here. Now, I do think it's really good what the flip side is, the course of study. They're saying they recognize that we need to recognize the context of the students, the context of the teacher, the milieu, as they call it, whenever we're making curriculum decisions, and that the best person to make those curriculum decisions is a teacher, because they're there, they know the students, they know the situation, and they're best situated to make those decisions. They also pointed out that historically, whenever a top-down approach comes and the government tries to change something in education, it doesn't work because teachers don't do it. And that's true. So what I came to at the end is that I do agree with teacher as curriculum maker. I do agree with curriculum as life. I do think that all of the factors of the classroom need to be taken into account, and that the teacher should be the primary decider of what happens in their classroom. What I disagree with is saying anything negative about a course of study. A quality course of study has a ton of value, and I found traction in my career when I started actually looking at the resources, taking what's good from them, and making them my own. And so I think maybe that I'm lucky enough to have started teaching in 2011 at a time where it was recognized that teachers are curriculum makers, because I feel like I am. I decide a lot of what I teach and all of how I teach it. But I need that program of study to do it well. And so let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Is that the saying? That's my opinion on that. But very thought-provoking article, and very long. Oh man, academic reading is tough. Okay, that's the reading. Fun stuff. Right behind me is this amazing art building. It used to be a school. They did some renovations of it. You can see there's that cool black section that they added. And there's a coffee shop and like an art preschool and a bunch of galleries that are free to walk through. So this is Barrow in Marda Loop. Pretty amazing. That's it.